and I wish you good luck.
About respecting freedom of worship, the president reiterated the battle he won that involved the call by some traditional churches to ban the Pentecostal churches.
When we came into the government, we made this very clear, that it's not the job of the government to audit which religion is right, which religion is wrong. That's not the work of the government. That is God's work.
On his part, the host Samuel Kakande hailed President Museveni for sticking to his vision of maintaining peace and security, such that people can enjoy their freedoms, including freedom of worship.
And since we are all created by God, in your vision you said a Ugandan should have freedom of worship.
Pastor Kakande noted that every week the church receives between 800 to 1,000 people from countries such as Zambia, South Africa, Namibia, DRC, Botswana, Malawi, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Kenya, among others.
The Uganda Police Authority has dismissed 4 officers from the force as recommended by the Rizi Regional Disciplinary Court over scandalous actions. The 4 were accused of mishandling an old woman in Barada district. We have a detailed report from the Police Weekly Briefing.
The 4 dismissed officers include Assistant Superintendent of Police Andrew Batunga, Detective Constable Darius Ahiriza, Detective Constable Hope Nsalirwe, and Detective Constable Lois Kibonika. These were charged and convicted by Rizi Regional Disciplinary Court over scandalous action.
We had our evidence. We got statements from the complainants and also from witnesses. We had that file compiled. It was sanctioned, and we took them to court. They were remanded up to 17th January.
The Rizi Regional Disciplinary Court, chaired by Superintendent of Police Joel Komakech, convicted the 4 officers and recommended dismissal.
We took our action first. We had a disciplinary court where they appeared and they were given an opportunity to defend themselves. But in the wisdom of the disciplinary court, they found it necessary to dismiss them. They have 14 days within which to appeal the sentence.
The video, which implicated these officers, circulated on different social media platforms, showing the officers dragging an old woman, Victoria Kabatoreire, of 65 years, in mud from her home to a waiting private vehicle.
Taken my mother. This is how they've taken my mother. That is the car which they are using to take my mother to police.
Meanwhile, police have intensified operations against criminal gangs as festive season approaches. Local leaders are urged to cooperate with the security to curb criminality.
City and local authorities, please, you can do something about this. Actually, we are also appealing to the local councils to escalate these matters to the urban authorities. There are some structures incomplete and have been incomplete for years and years. They are bushy. Some of them even have vegetation growth within them. So we have had many incidents where we apply our canine and it leads us to these kind of structures. So this message goes to the urban authorities that can you please look into this matter.
In traffic operations last week, 490 vehicles were impounded, 940 riders arrested over licenses, and 147 drivers were arrested over reckless driving. Some of the lawbreakers among were charged in court, others issued with the EPS tickets, while others were cautioned.
Jinja Iganga Highway. in the district called Mayuge. It was today at about 4 a.m. early in the morning when the driver of, let's say, Toyota Hiace was driving from Iganga side heading to Jinja, who attempted to overtake other vehicles and ended up colliding with an oncoming vehicle from the opposite direction, which was a Fuso truck. This incident instantly claimed the lives of 4.
During this festive season, traffic police have intensified operations on major highways, while buses traveling more than 300 kilometers will not be allowed to do a return trip. Lukomwa for UBC.
Research magistrate officers have been cautioned to research and enable judges reach correct decisions. This was during the research magistrates 2-day training at the Judiciary headquarters in Kampala.
Over 80 research magistrates at different courts have trained how best to research and update judges with the right information. At the opening ceremony, the Chief Guest Justice Mike Kibita, also chairperson Judicial Training Institute Governing Council, said that training will enhance capacity building of judicial officers since they deal with critical topics. He also asked research officers to understand their task and mind of the Judicial Code of Conduct to avoid corruption.
The purpose of the training is to refresh the existing professional skills, capacity, and knowledge of the participants for effective service delivery. The training also aims at filling the knowledge gaps and building the capacity of the participants with the aim of improving the quality of administration of justice, building and improving your work morale, which consequently results in greater output in delivery of justice. Some of the topics like strategic thinking, legal research skills, practical aspects of extracting cases from online sources, career planning and preparation, evaluation of evidence, legal opinions, records management, client and other stakeholder relations, and finally, a small elephant in the room called sexual harassment.
From the Court of Appeal, Justice Geoffrey Kiryabwire asked the research magistrates to be keen on the research they make to enable judges to reach proper decisions.
Look, we even have judgments. We have judgments which we have cross-checked. There are citations of cases that don't exist in the world. Kiryabwire versus Chivita, High Court civil suit this. Just a second I decided that you look for it in unit, it is not there. You go to Sekanda's chamber, you look for it, it is what? Not there. But how many of you cross-check those citations?
The registrar in charge of magistrates and data affairs, Mary Kisache Kaites, warned them against selling judgments to lawyers, which undermines the integrity of the judiciary. The 2-day training for judicial officers will tackle topics among others: strategic thinking, legal opinions, management skills, legal ethics, and client management, among others. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nansoboga, UBC News.
Forum for Democratic Change, a party, has called upon all democratic forces to push harder in their pursuit for change. The president, FDC Patrick Oboy Amuriat, called for honesty and deliberation. This was during honoring the late Professor Dr. Frank Wilberforce Nabwiso, who was the FDC chairperson on the Elders Committee. And he said that the late lived a fulfilled, honest, peaceful, and humorous life.
The casket carrying the body of former chairperson of FDC Elders Committee, Professor Frank Wilberforce Nabwiso, was at the FDC headquarters in Najanankumbi Monday afternoon for members of the National Executive Committee of the party to pay tribute. The president from for Democratic Change Party, Patrick Oboy Amuriat, while chairing NEC to pay tribute to the fallen Professor Nabwiso, said the late came up with a research document on the ruling party.
Only 58 in a sea of people without heads who accepted to take money and sold this country at a very low price.
Robert Franco Centenary from Kasesa Municipality moved the motion for members of NEC to pay tribute to the fallen FDC elder Nabwiso, saying the best way to honor the late was to keep positive image of the party in public. It was seconded by Boniface Toterebu Kabamwenda.
Talks of Nairobi were not implemented. Dr. Frank Nabwiso is a peacemaker. He's the son of a reverend. So you should not be surprised why he was really an astute Ugandan. Nabwiso. It is very sad news indeed that we have lost a distinguished person in the name of Nabwiso. We who follow him now hesitate to find the direction we are going to take to steer our party to its logical conclusion.
The Secretary General FDC Party, Nathan Nandala Mafabi, said the late was his personal advisor who trained FDC party staff. Other members of the executive committee made proposals like naming some buildings at Najanankumbi after the late.
Something after them. And for me, I'm proposing president and members, as a member of NEC, that office of the president be named after Professor Dr. Nabwiso.
The meeting also included laying of wreath on the casket of late Professor Nabwiso.
FDC oye! Dr. Frank Nabwiso oye! Oye! Dr. Frank Nabwiso oye! One Uganda! One people!
I'm Nafka Farida and Nicholas Nduga.
Minister of State for Education and Sports, Dr. Joyce Muriku Kaduchu, has urged graduates to focus on delivering quality health services to Ugandans to promote a healthy nation. She was officiating Gulu College of Health Sciences graduation ceremony in Gulu City.
Over 420 learners have been awarded certificates and diplomas in healthy sciences at Gulu College of Healthy Sciences. The Minister of State for Primary Education, Dr. Joyce Mariku Kaduchu, officiated the ceremony held at the college premises in Gulu City. She emphasized the importance of the graduates' role in ensuring quality healthy care for the well-being of the nation.
And we want to ask the graduates, as they go out, they remember that is not the end of the training. It should be the beginning of the next step for them.
The Commissioner for Health Education and Training, Dr. Safina Musene, advised the graduates to maintain professionalism and demonstrate empathy towards patients as they transition into the workforce.
So we are encouraging them to look at these patients as individuals, they assess them accordingly and provide the care accordingly to those individuals. They have taken the oath, and the oath is an issue that for us as a profession take on to commit ourselves to serve the population.
The Principal Gulu College of Healthy Sciences, Jean Babalanda, has reminded the graduates of the complex challenges in the health sector, including emerging infectious diseases such as Mpox, Ebola, COVID-19, among others.
Go forth and spread the gospel of good health, practice ethically, and remember that success is a journey of continuous learning and growth.
Babalanda, however, says that she is confident that the training and skills gained will enable the healthy workers to overcome these challenges.
Leaders from the Patriotic League of Uganda, PLU, in Mbarara district, including those from Kashari County, gathered to support Kananura Daniel in his bid to participate in politics in Kira municipality. Poli Katwire Karamuzi, the spokesperson for the PLU in Western Uganda, condemned divisive politics and emphasized the need for unity, urging leaders to work together for the benefit of the people they are meant to serve.
As the 2026 elections approach, there has been an increase in political activity, with many supporters expressing their intent to participate in the upcoming general elections.
Today, local leaders from Kashari County gathered in Mbarara district to organize an event in support of Honorable Kananura Daniel, who previously contested for a parliamentary seat in the region and is now expected to run for office in Chira municipality. The event, which included prayers and cultural practices, took place in Nyamnyowa village, Kagongi, Kashari County.
Chira one needed someone who can put hands on, not to be vocal. I'm not against anyone, but I'm referring to what is at hand. There's a lot of things to be looked at in Chira, mostly where there is a big number of people staying in the same area where they cannot actually have all the services on time. We've looked at the infrastructure is also becoming an issue. As a member of parliament, I think that is also part of the roles or responsibilities that I should look at. A lot is to be said or to be looked at after a while.
Poli Katwire Karamuzi, speaking as a guest of honor, expressed confidence in Kananura Daniel's potential, highlighting his commitment to unity and working for the people.
Most of the opposition leaders don't work with the government. That's why you can see in Kampala we have a lot of problems. That's why Kampala is lagging behind. Because most of the leaders in Kampala, the members of parliament in Kampala, and even some of the mayors, they don't support NRM and they don't support President Museveni. Now, people of Chira, you have now, it's your chance. You are lucky that you have got a very good person, a very capable person, and a man of NRM and a man of PRU. Receive him, accept him, work with him, is going to deliver.
Katwire also urged people to avoid divisive politics and to trust leaders who are committed to serving the public. Leaders from the region spoke about Kananura's leadership qualities and expressed hope for his success in the 2026 elections, emphasizing the need for unity and progress.
I strongly believe that Damazo's going to Chira constituency is timely and it's godly intervention because people are also tired with the opposition. All the time opposing, but there is no what? Development. So this is the time when Damaso should go as a member of PRU, as a member of the NRM, to ensure that he uplifts the standards in Chira constituency.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Kampala Capital City Authority, under the NRM's manifesto, is on a week-long drive in Kampala to monitor the progress of different government projects. Among the visited points in the city is the recently concluded flyover Chisenyi Health Center, which is Uganda's busiest health center and parish development model beneficiaries points.
Among the visited government projects on day one is the Kampala flyover, which is meant to control the flow of traffic in the busy points of the city. With the help of Japan government and UNRWA, the flyover took about $120 million to complete.
Also witnessed the infrastructure development of the flyover, which I think is intended to manage the traffic around the clock tower. It's a very, very magnificent infrastructure feature, and it's not yet handed over. Of course, there are issues like signage and other traffic lights and other related final touches that are necessary. We pray that when everything is completed, the traffic flow will be managed better than before.
Core values of NRM is the alleviation of poverty in Uganda, and through this, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni had put in place parish projects like the parish development model. Through this, PDM several lives have been transformed in Chisenyi, as heard from these beneficiaries.
The day I had my phone vibrate, on checking, it was the million from PDM. I went straight to Chikubo. I didn't even wait.
My children used to go to low standard schools, but after my business grew, they now go to better schools, thanks to the 1 million I got from PDM.
Before receiving the 1 million, I had only one chapati store, but after I was able to open 2 more stalls of grilled chicken in Mengo.
While at the Chisenyi Health Center 4, it was revealed that the recently built oxygen plant is able to supply oxygen to the different units of the health center.
Ministry of Health carried out a research. We were ranked the first hospital, though we are not hospital, the best health facility, offering the best services first of all, and then secondly, we are the ones having the highest number of patients. Daily Chisenyi caters for about 5,000 patients a day, which is not comparable to another hospital except Mulago.
The oxygen plant at Chisenyi Health Center 4 cost Ugandan shillings 600 million, and the hospital is said to be the busiest in the country due to its geographical position. Mario Nawori for UBC.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics has handed over 60,247 tablets to the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance to be distributed to the Electoral Commission, local governments and monitoring of the PDM program. The Executive Director, UBOS, Chris Mukiza, handed the tablets to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of ICT, Dr. Amina Zawede, at the UBOS warehouse in Ntinda.
These ones for their election management and local governments will take 23,897 using the ordinary tablets, and the purpose is to strengthen PDM information system at the community level. So each parish will get 2 tablets. Town Council CDOs, 580. City divisions CDOs, 25. District stroke city IT officers, they are 181. They'll take each. And local government statisticians, they are 181. UBOS is also transferring 350 tablets ordinary to operational creation for monitoring government programs. So in total, we are transferring to the Permanent Secretary ICT 60,247 tablets.
You know, this is evidence that we are working as a whole of government, that we can be able to share resources as government and therefore reduce on the cost of operation of government work. So these devices have come in handy. Elections are coming soon and we are working towards that. So the number that is going to Electoral Commission will be handed directly over to Electoral Commission. Concerns by people at the parish level, the chiefs, that they don't have enough devices to do this data collection, to do registration of beneficiaries for PDM. But now that we have these devices, this is going to make our life and job easy.
Yeah, so all this is still electoral.
As we crown the year 2024, the Gulu High School Old Students Association will be having the 2nd edition of the Gosha Walk and Run in Gulu on the 21st of December 2024. This year's initiative aims at fundraising for development works from the old students.
Of the inaugural edition of the Run and Walk held last year in Gulu, the Gulu High School Old Students Association leadership is excited to have the 2nd edition this year, still in Gulu City.
It is aimed at building the solidarity among the alumni, and in this particular case we are doing the walk and run to mobilize funds. We have a project, a mega project at the school, that is construction of a giant beautiful gate at the Gulu High School. So we are using this activity to fundraise towards the project. Members of the association, I want to continue encouraging you and calling upon you. It is a Christmas period, it is a festivity period. We are all heading home. This is the time that we go meet and mix with the community around our school. The event is taking place at the school. We start from the school and we end the run at the school. So let's be part of this. Let's buy the vest at 30,000 each and a cape at 15,000.
Left it open for community and those who feel they can give back to the school and then other alumni bodies like the neighboring schools.
The association president urged other old students to embrace their cause. Among the notable names that will grace this event,
our chief runner, that is the Lieutenant General Charles Otema-Wan, who will be supported by our senior OB, who is a member of parliament, that is Honorable Gilbert Olanya, and a lady, Honorable Betty Aol Ochan. I want to challenge all educated people out there. You went through a school or two. We shouldn't forget our roots. Let's always give back to the society. That's the purpose of life. We live for others largely more than we live for ourselves.
The Gulu High School Old Students Association Walk and Run is slated for Saturday, 21st December 2024 in Gulu City.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break.
Winning requires muscles tougher than concrete. But when you shop with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! You have finished shopping and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Tuliko groundi, Blascon, paint and win. This year, Blascon paint and win. Tuliko groundi. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 77197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new bodas, tuk-tuks, and so much more? Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Blascon, color your world.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these things are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Ministry of Health, Kampala Capital City Authority and UNICEF, Uganda, have conducted risk communication about the Mpox virus across the 5 divisions of Kampala and Entebbe municipality as part of the ongoing community sensitization drive, targeting children to reduce the spread of the virus. A situation report on the Mpox dated 1st December 2024 shows a cumulative 494 cases confirmed and 4 deaths registered across 52 districts.
Mpox displays various signs and symptoms including skin rashes, sore throat, fever, body aches, swollen lymph nodes, and general body weakness. Mpox, because is spread through contact with infected persons, infected materials, infected pregnant mothers who may pass it on to their unborn baby, inhaling contaminated particles or viruses, and contact with infected animals.
Mpox is a viral zoonotic disease
And when we say that it's a viral zoonotic disease, it comes from animals and it spreads to human beings, and it is very dangerous since its case fatality rate is at 10%. Of 100 people that get the virus, we can lose 10 people if they are not treated early or diagnosed a bit early.
The Mpox risk communication activations were held in several congregation places in churches at St. Andrew's Church of Uganda, Bukoto, Nakawa Division, All Saints Church in Buddo, and St. Stephen's Church, Nansana Division, and St. Stephen's Church, Lukuli, among others.
So Mpox is real. If you see anyone with rashes on their bodies, it is good for you to notice them and send them for treatment. Mpox is treatable and we can avoid it. If you find it, if you see it, go for treatment and avoid death, because it can lead to death if you're not treated. So I am here to bring an awareness that Mpox is real and it is spread through contact. It can be spread through touch, through sexual intercourse, through washing maybe of bed sheets of people that are infected, and you can avoid it. It is treatable.
Mpox is found in wild animals such as squirrels, rats, mice and monkeys that can spread the virus to people from people. It is through sharing clothes, shaking hands, sex.
Whenever you see somebody with the symptom of monkeypox, please report to the nearest health team and they take him to the hospital where necessary.
Sudat Kaye.
Employment of modern technology at places of work has been fronted as one of the major ways of boosting efficiency in Uganda's production sector. Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Musenero, sounded this while addressing civil service members on use of science and innovation in production.
Science, technology and innovation is the way to go in production, productivity and value addition, says Dr. Monica Musenero, the Minister of Science and Technology.
We want to be sponges, just sucking money and nothing is coming out. We are not going to tolerate that anymore. Just, I'm entitled because I exist. So give me money and nothing can be documented to come out. We shouldn't tolerate that. Every single investment into this program should yield the value that we have promised if we are going to deliver. So this is not just about the nation, it's also about your legacy.
Productivity and value addition, says Dr. Monica Musenero, the Minister of Science and Technology. When this is done, more jobs for youth will be secured, as is seen with the already established 17 industrial parks across the country.
Only a sector that creates jobs for the people, Ugandans, but it is also a sector that can give you quick return on investment, and it is a sector that can make you to do value addition on your natural resources. As it is, we've been exporting our beans, we've been exporting our maize without doing any value addition, and yet we can do cereals and make cereals out of our maize that we grow in this country.
This was complemented by the Chief Executive Officer, Chira Motors Corporation, Paul Isaac Musasizi. His observation was the increased demand for electric buses in the East African region, to which he hailed government for the continued production support.
A vehicle plant, which is now almost complete in the first phase of capitalization. And this plant is the biggest, most capable, and most competent bus manufacturing plant on the African continent. It sits on 100 acres of land with 139 stations in the machine shop. That is for preparing components that go into the frame, including the different aspects we use to do the trussing, brackets, amongst others.
As for Dr. Maggie Chigozi, a member of Presidential Roundtable on Investment, her call is for women to embrace government programs in the fight against poverty.
The government of Uganda can go back to the World Bank and ask for more funds if we see that this initial project is successful. So there is no limit, there's no time limit. And as women, just begin to prepare yourself. Register your company, so that it is a registered company and begin to pay your taxes. Those are the kinds of things they'll be looking at. Are you a compliant investor in whatever project you are doing?
Leaders in Wakiso district have stressed transparency and accountability in local government budgeting and planning. They say this ensures inclusivity for all, especially women, men, children, youth, and all the people with disabilities. This was during a training aimed to mentor community development officers and sub-county chiefs on gender and equity issues during planning and budgeting.
The training took place in Seta, Wakiso district, with local leaders being enlightened on issues concerning inclusive budgeting and planning that is responsive to gender and equity needs.
We are looking at issues of gender sensitivity, but focusing on budgeting. Budgeting which is inclusive.
During the training, leaders were urged to revisit their budgets, ensuring they are more inclusive, with particular attention to marginalized groups such as women, youth, children, and people with disabilities.
When the money comes, be ready to spend it, please. When they tell you that work on your procurement plans at the beginning of the year, most of you have to start with. You refuse. And you wait until the money comes, then you switch it running around doing procurement. Go and be strategic.
However, local leaders expressed concerns over lack of accountability in government projects, which sometimes affects service delivery.
Accountability is the issue here. We have been trained, so the emphasis is on application of what we have learned, transfer of this knowledge, and making a difference.
The issue of imbalances in salaries came out. That is affecting service delivery as one of the issues that we had to submit to the equal opportunities.
They also highlighted the need for disaggregated data to enable better planning and budgeting that serves the diverse needs of all Ugandans.
Is that even when we have data, we need to have accurate data, and not only data but statistics that are going to help us. For example, if we are planning for a project, how many women are we targeting? But in the actual sense, how many women do we have? So we must have that detailed information.
During the training, participants also highlighted key challenges they face, including limited access to social services and the inferiority complex many women experience in the community.
Especially women, they don't have the political will. Two, they also don't have the support when they come out to contest. So we are always being dictated by our husbands.
Some sub-counties do not have health centers. And those are gender and equity issues that affects.
This training was organized by UN Women in collaboration with the Equal Opportunities Commission, with the aim of ensuring that marginalized groups are represented in national budgets and planning processes. Rebecca Natongo, UBC News.
Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board has donated school, health and domestic items worth 14 million shillings to Uganda women efforts to save the orphans, that's UWEZO, at Masulita. UBT publicist Narasti Kambaho says that the gesture is to support communities affected with HIV and AIDS, orphans and other vulnerable children.
Now more love enough from around my neck. Take my hand now.
The Uganda Women Effort to Save Orphans, UWEZO, has played a significant role in offering psychosocial support to orphans as a result of the HIV/AIDS pandemic. They provided shelter, clothing, medical care and education to many children who had been left to live on their own.
It was to provide sanctuary, alternative homes for children who don't have homes. Those are the categories of children who are here. These are children whom either have homes, but in their own homes they are vulnerable, or they don't have a home to stay in. So they are the children you are meeting today here. We currently have 125 of them here in the facility. believe, but specifically we're talking of 118 because the others are people now who we are ready now to hand over to the one.
Since the launch of the Masulita Children's Home in 1989, the number of orphans and vulnerable children has continued to rise. Okori appreciated the kind hearts of UBT board.
We have trained them in skills, they are above the ages of 18, and we are looking for opportunities to place them out the world centers of placement where they can start life in.
So, Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board Public Relations Officer Narasi Kambaho and Board Human Resource Manager Kate Simakula have delivered the donation to the orphanage.
Corporate social responsibility is one of our key objectives, that we endeavor to identify communities that we can stand with and support. And therefore, at the committee, we agreed that extending help to Uweso would mean a lot to support the children who are vulnerable.
To the Uweso team, your dedication to the welfare of children is truly inspiring, and we are honored to be part of your mission. As we hand over these items, I hope they will bring comfort, joy, and a sense of belonging to the children who will receive them.
Since HIV/AIDS was identified in Uganda 42 years ago, it remains a life-threatening ailment, calling for support towards achieving the 2030 target of the UN Declaration on AIDS-Free Nations. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Julius Nyerere Leadership Center, which was launched by President Museveni, has embarked on a leadership training across the country for young leaders, especially in institutions of learning. According to the executive director of the institute, the training aims at building a more comprehensive understanding and provide a holistic view of leadership.
I'm full aware we're going to read it together.
As Uganda gears up for the 2026 general elections, the Julius Nyerere Leadership Center has embarked on training to equip students with both formal and informal basic transformative leadership skills. The training is centered on values and legacy of the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere.
Shared a thought process. It will impact at least 5 people in their communities, because we know that they come from places where people believe these are those that are our vision bearers. So we think, and if you listen to our trainings, we have an element of peace and security well embedded in there, because we think that them as young leaders have to be agents of peace, and that is what we will largely need in the next electoral process. And of course, the civic education of ensuring that if they're of age, they participate.
Managing mental health and emotional intelligence, you have to know what are the circumstances. If you have come to campaign or talk about elections, you have to study the environment to understand what kind of message am I going to relay, and if I'm going to relay it, how am I going to relay it based on the type of community? Am I speaking to the elderly? How do I position the message? Am I speaking to younger people? How do I position the message?
According to Dr. Nzonzi Mwanga, the training fosters a comprehensive understanding and provide a holistic view of leadership, peace and security challenges.
Focusing on servant leadership for the simple fact that we believe that with servant leadership you can overcome many of the conflicts and difficulties that people experience in leadership. Mwalimu Nyerere was a great believer in servant leadership. He was also a great believer in accountability, transparency, integrity. Those are all principles that you can actually teach. It doesn't mean that the students don't already know them, but this is another way of being able to reinforce what they already know and to put it in a context that they, people tell them, oh, you're the leaders of tomorrow. No, actually, they're the influencers of today and potentially the leaders of tomorrow.
Mwalimu Julius Nyerere's influence continued to be felt across Africa. His legacy, rooted in values of unity and self-reliance. I
also knew about him being one of the most peaceful presidents and a president who really loved unity among people. He fought for freedom just like Mandela did.
We can really see that he was a teacher who sold out his heart to really care and impact in the lives of many, such as the youth, such as we are. So another thing I've learned from Mr. Mwalimu is servant leadership.
Robert Katamba for UBC News.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *3#.
Mala ngenze mboni pa Sam anazanya luto nganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kubanga oyingire mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebintu nasooka bilaba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifunye zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nyina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala ngenda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win. Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Mohindo John and Friends Company Limited has officially handed over the Elena Camp facilities situated at 4,500 meters above sea level to the Uganda Wildlife Authority. The facility is designed to accommodate visitors and tourists en route to Margarita Snow Peak. The acting executive director, UA Masaba Stephen, commended the construction work and projected an increase in tourist visits due to the addition of modern facilities and the improvement of walkways. The Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities also plans to construct more camps in the Rwenzori Mountains to facilitate a greater number of visitors.
In the financial year 2023-2024, the Uganda Wildlife Authority received over 7,703 tourists interested in exploring the Rwenzori Mountains National Park. Hiking to the Margarita Peak at an altitude of 5,109 meters above sea level is a demanding activity characterized by long hours of trekking.
Yes.
Your daughter should be proud.
I am the commando,
Resting facilities and accommodation are essential for an enhanced visitor experience.
In the beginning, we are now at a place called the Omoko Mujungu, which means a place where Mujungu got tired from and decided to withdraw from the trip. And ever since that time, this place has that name. And we are now at 3,000 meters of altitude in the Bamboo and Mimilo Pieces zone.
Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities has invested in improving walkways, especially in swampy areas, by constructing boardwalks that make movement smoother.
You're capturing your set. Interesting.
The mountain is so hectic. It is becoming easy because of what they are constructing in the mountains, e.g. these boardwalks and ladders in the mountains. But previously we had to climb in some areas that has no boardwalks and ladders.
A total of 4.7 billion shillings has been invested in the new Elena camp, which accommodates 32 visitors and 36 porters. This specific camp, which is 4,500 meters above sea level, will be used by tourists who need to rest before they proceed to the Margarita Peak, which is 5,109 meters above sea level.
And it's the last camp before you reach Margarita Peak.
In fact, today we are lucky. Otherwise, we wouldn't be standing here.
The facility includes a visitors' dining area and kitchen, self-contained visitors' dormitories, a porters' dining area and kitchen, porters' dormitories, a rescue and first aid block, outdoor toilets and showers, a water supply system, wooden pathways linking the buildings to enhance accessibility, The camp is also equipped with a solar-powered electricity system.
With the capacity to run at least 4 water heaters, we have ordered more to support so that we get the real needed power. 2 TV screens, laptops and phone charging systems.
The construction of this camp provided employment to over 1,800 casual and technical workers.
All construction materials and any other supplies were secured from outside the national park, carried by individual persons on the head or on the back, not from one district, but from several districts: Kasese, Bunyangabu, Kabarole, and Bundibujo.
The contractor, Mindo John, and the friends for the good work, and to ensure that you did not abandon this project along the way, but you had to complete it up to today.
Mountaineering is a huge tourism product for Uganda, which once developed further will yield forex, foreign exchange earnings for the country, jobs and livelihoods for our people. The commissioning of Elena Camp is a testimony.
And today, but then Nkola tester, I wanted to see whether the work he say you have delivered is right. And we found out that he has done good work. Right from the timber quality, the construction look, and all the work that he has done suits the quality and standard of a visitor that we expect to use them.
What remains to be achieved is connecting the camp to the national power grid and enhancing telecom network coverage. In addition to the camp, the ministry also handed over 17 items used in park activities, including crampons, ropes, modern rescue stretchers, and other essential equipment.
We are handing over such an equipment that can be used by both government and private sector, and especially our tourists that are coming to the national park. And so we are thinking that when we develop more products, you know, this is part of product development. And so as we develop more products, we shall of course have more tourists coming in, and we want to make them comfortable.
Ivan Kahwa reports.
Enterprise Uganda has concluded a week-long business skills training program in Kisoro district aiming at empowering beneficiaries of the parish development model. The training, which is part of the organization's nationwide mandate, focused on fostering a positive mindset change among entrepreneurs to enhance their business performances.
Training equipped participants with essential business skills such as financial management, marketing strategies, and customer service. By providing these tools, Enterprise Uganda aims to help PDM beneficiaries transform their enterprises.
The observation that has been consistent, and it came out even in Kisoro, is that how they wished the business development angle was brought in ahead of accessing the microcredit called the PDM or the microcredit called the Myoga. So in effect, there's nothing wrong about PDM, there's nothing wrong about a Myoga, or for that matter, any microcredit intervention. What is important is to make sure that whoever is benefiting from these interventions should be somebody who recognizes that availability of money in the hands does not represent wealth. Wealth is only acquired when the money comes into your hands, is coming from happy, repeat business customers. And for a person to come back to you and come again and again to buy from you, one, you are delivering a solution that meets the expectations.
Kisoro's proximity to 2 neighboring countries offers significant opportunities to cross-border trade. However, many argue that a lot can be done for these locals to reap more from this.
With that picture, one would have wanted to see people who are really demonstrating that opportunity. Unfortunately, when you are faced or given such a future, there's a tendency to say, at least I can feed my family. At least I can give my child a blanket. At least my child can be taken to a clinic or a hospital. In the process, they are leaving what you call sustainable lives, but lives that are below their optimum opportunity.
During his visit to the district last month, President Museveni rightly pointed out that access to credit alone is not enough to lead the transformation drive, saying it's the mindset of the beneficiaries that will determine the ultimate impact of government programs.
An MP for workers, that is Arinito Emmanuel Rakajara, has declared interest to stand for the post of National Vice Chairman of the NRM representing Western Uganda, on the NRM Uganda Central Executive Committee. Today, more people have expressed interest in contesting on different political positions, as we see in this report.
Rakajara disclosed this while officiating on the Uganda National Teachers Union conference held in Kabale.
Workers' rights are human rights. So we want to consider very important issues. One, the workers are the engine of this economy. So workers as the engine of this economy, we must make sure we protect them. We give them some respect. We guard their interests so that they can work well motivated. Number two, they face other challenges what other people face. For example, corruption. Corruption cannot transform our country if we don't fix it. But coming back on the background of workers and trade unions strictly, I will make sure that corruption should stop. I will encourage my fellow workers, and it is only workers, by the way, that can fix and stop this corruption in this country. Two, land grabbing. These things should end. It cannot continue like this under the NRM that have supported for long. That people are losing land, people are losing everything. You find someone on a land, you find the two titles, you find so many things. So we cannot accept this. We must change this behavior and put things in order.
The Member of Parliament representing workers, Honorable Margaret Ravshaiza Namubiru, expressed the continued efforts to push interests of workers in the House, but called on collect efforts to represent workers.
A number of them are in rentals. They pay. They don't have their own home, but they pay for rent. If they have to put the family somewhere, to know that you have a family and you don't have your own land, your own house, then you must pay school fees of the children and also rent, but they also fall sick. All those, when you put them together, I see a challenge. Either they are saying all teachers should leave Uganda and look for greener pastures, but otherwise they have been pushed so much against the wall, and surely something should change. If these people are the ones, teachers are the ones who have educated those of us even in the parliament, but today we think they are hopeless.
Andrew Opio has crowned the Men's Order of Merit winner for the year 2024 Stanbic Mug of Mugs, achieving a remarkable 756 net score across 10 mugs played. The victory is a major achievement for Opio, who returned to the sport in 2019 after a 20 years break.
Opio, who began playing golf as a child, showcased his dedication and skill throughout the year-long competition. His consistent performance not only secured him the Order of Merit title, but also earned him the prestigious opportunity to represent Uganda at the Finaritu tournament at Sigona Golf Club in Nairobi, Kenya from January 4th to 5th of 2025. In the Ladies' Order of Merit, Nancy Buga emerged victorious with an impressive 715 net score across 9 mugs. Like Opio, Nancy Buga has also earned the right to compete at the Sigona Golf Club. Hilary Ndiguse emerged as the men's monthly mug champion with an outstanding 69 net score.
I feel very happy. It has been some time coming. About 2 years ago, I was overall winner, but this time round, Stanbic has done something great. They have put up an overall ticket to play Sigona and Sekosa. I have not played, and I really love to go there and see what I can do, how I can play, and see the course.
Humbled to have among the winners tonight for the third big end of year Mag of Mags, and I don't take it for granted.
This is normal. I usually win and I enjoy winning, so it's fun winning. It's been a while for me to win, but I'm happy that I was here today and I was able to win.
The Stanbic Monthly Mag commenced in January and concluded over the weekend at the Uganda Golf Course in Chitanche with over 20 golfers rewarded.
Stanbic has been honored to be the sponsor of the Mag of Monthly Mag at Uganda Golf Club. We've done it for the last 12 years. This year actually has been an interesting year for us. We've had so many properties. We had the Entebbe Open, we had the Entebbe Match Play, but the biggest one, the most important one for us, is the Monthly Mag at Uganda Golf Club. And it's happened every month. The biggest thing is the participation. We always get over 190 people showing up to play, and it was a good one this one as well.
I think the raffles were really good, and the fact that we had to make sure the members are present for the raffles made it really exciting, and we've seen bigger numbers turning up every now and then. And then the other highlight is that I won the ticket last month, so I'm quite excited about that as well.
The December edition of the Stanbic Mag of Mags was crowned with performances and celebrations.
That brings us to the end of news tonight. Thanking you so much for watching right from where we began at 8 up to now. My name is Micheal Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakuni and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. Merry Christmas.